Yeah,
You're the savage life.
I forgot to
Chose you.
treat.
Okay. Piece of hair. Long hair.
Too bad I don't have it anymore. The camera.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
Hello, everybody.
As always, cutting it up, putting it together for us, our podcast producer and social media content guru is The Destroyer.
What's up?
And we have, as always, Titan and Brajol, or mostly with us, Titan and Brajol. Right, there are some gym cats rolling around, but it is a great day in New York right now. It's 61 on we're recording this on a Friday, the 12th of March. And
Desi's got a crazy weekend planned.
yes, we will get into that in a little bit.
Top secret.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's beautiful in New York. Things are starting to really heat up, warm up. Gym doors have been open.
Mm-hmm.
The bay doors have been open. Everyone's snow is gone or almost gone in some cases, mostly gone in some cases.
We have a now new batch of firewood.
Oh yeah,
chopped
shout out
for
to
those-
Bobbert Himmelfarb getting us a cord for next season. So that was dope.
Still burning it up though in the
Still,
sun.
yeah, still.
We
burn.
like the smell. We like that freshly lit.
Good ambiance.
Yes,
Everybody likes it.
as people sprint by.
So yeah, here we are, heading into the Ides of March. We're about to lose an hour of sleep. This archaic model of daylight savings time, which we should probably get rid of by now. It's 2021. You know, Johnny's not going to harvest the corn at 3 o'clock after school every day. No. So, but yeah, why don't we throw it on over to Destroyer? Give us an update on your health and fitness progress, mileage run, any improvements on the jump shot, anything like that.
So this weigh-in was a little bit off. Definitely not my best work or finest hour. Little down in muscle, little up in fat. but
Okay.
It's nothing that we can't remedy.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm not worried about it. It's still all better than I was like 6 months ago. So
Oh my
that's
God, Desi,
that's
are
the
you kidding?
important thing.
Yeah.
Mileage.
Somebody's dreaming.
Somebody's having a bad
Nice.
mileage, I think probably like 22 miles.
Yeah, I was gonna say
so
you've been hitting
far.
it hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday I even did a nighttime run since it was warm enough, which was crazy. And the snow has finally melted.
Tight end.
Tight end?
Pretty hype about it.
He's like, Desi, damn it, you didn't bring me
Yeah.
on the run.
Getting right on the camera.
So, and I now have a new one-on-one partner, so hopefully the jump shot will be
Awesome.
improving very soon.
Nice.
I mean, if Blake Griffin can get a contract right now,
Exactly.
that means that I can too.
Yeah, since
Anything
they're
is
just
possible.
throwing money out
Yeah,
there,
for
right?
anybody.
Might as well be yours.
I mean, my knees and Blake Griffin's knees are probably at like equal levels of health. So.
Are you agreeing or disagreeing with the statement, Titan? Look at the
Titan's a
face.
big one,
Too bad the
so-
camera can't see his
Yeah.
face right now.
Titan,
That was
in your bed now.
like the, I don't even know what you would call it. Like the
Real
jagged lip,
hands,
tooth bite. Look.
Down.
Lay down, please. Titan. Being disobedient.
Being very disobedient. It's like having a teenager.
Titan.
Don't
Lay
talk
down.
back.
Lay down, Papas.
Lay down. There we go. And back to the show.
But yeah, 22
So,
miles.
crazy plans for the weekend.
Yeah, going up to Boston, visiting the fam.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna do some hiking.
Shipping up to
Love
Boston.
it.
You're going to have that on repeat all the way up
Yeah,
there?
it's the only song on my playlist.
I've introduced. I don't know if we covered this in the last podcast episode, but I've introduced Gina to the sea shanty, the Wellerman.
I don't think we
yes.
covered this.
Oh yeah, no, it was it's awesome. It was like,
It's a vibe.
babe, get a load of this. And she's like, what is this? I was like, everyone's singing it.
Yes, that's what we made sure. Yep. Yes, I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
I should have put that on the workout today for the men's lacrosse team at SAC.
They would have been singing
Not
it.
bad.
They probably would have been
We
singing.
used to
Nice,
have
sir.
some crazy workout mixes when I was here a lot. in high
Tenacious
school.
D?
Tenacious D.
Hell yeah.
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper is always a classic.
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong with
We-
Careless
It's
we-
good for anything.
Yes.
We still have those, I think, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
We should send that to Desi so he has it on one of his runs.
If you can go ham to George Michael, then like you can go ham to anything.
True, yeah.
I think the world should just like take a pause when you're getting ready to go ham,
Yeah.
because they're just not ready.
I
So-
like the remakes of all the
Yeah,
classics that they've been doing. All
yeah.
the rock groups have been doing and everything. Pretty good.
Some of them are pretty solid.
Yeah.
Some of them should just get back in the studio. Stay there.
Good.
But boom. So yeah. So this week we are going to talk about I don't even know how to really describe it, but I guess we can say it's the benefit of eating bigger meals as opposed to smaller meals,
Mhm.
right? And should we yeah, might as well, like, people have asked us a lot about intermittent fasting, IF, right? So the misconception is that in a short window, I can eat whatever the fuck I want and I'll lose weight. But like, you still have to have great regard to actual calories and, you know, math. So, you know, if eating 4,500 calories is going to put you in an extreme surplus, and if you get all that in like a 4-hour window, yeah, you're not going to lose weight. I don't care that you did all that. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, with people that come to us with regards to intermittent fasting, we after adding everything up that they eat in that window,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually like maybe 900 calories.
Which is crazy low
Stupid low.
too. So
Too
I
low.
mean, of course you would quote unquote lose weight if you're only eating 900 calories in a day.
Mm-hmm.
We would never necessarily recommend something so.
You have to get
have
your
the water
calories
for-
in. Yeah.
At the end of the day, you need to work within what's appropriate for your goal, and then your goal also kind of works around your work schedule, your stress level, how many hours are you sleeping, how much time do you have in a day to sit down and eat? Do you have time to sit down and eat? Are you making time? Food prep, hydration, and everything else. So it's dependent upon the individual. So when we work with our clients, it's right, everything is customized. So when we start to pick apart all of those questions and how we can make it happen for them, when we work on this, you know, the larger meals as opposed to the smaller meals, what is the client's adherence to the goal and to your food schedule too? That's huge. How can you handle possibly being hungry for a certain period of time? Will that amount of food that you're taking in control that hunger and keep you satisfied for how many hours in a day? So, are we talking about intermittent fasting, or are we just talking about
Not so
larger
much.
smaller meals?
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
both. I mean, they do tie in
So-
together. So like, if you're gonna get into IF, like, if anybody's gonna do it with us, at least, we want you to do it right? So,
At the end of the day, we have to remember that we all fast when we, right? So from our last meal to when we go to bed and we sleep and we wake up in the morning, your body is fasting at some point.
Mhm.
Yes?
yeah, I'm listening.
So we all do go through some sort of a fasting period. The size of the meals It goes hand in hand with everything that has to do with that person's schedule. And at the end of the day, what is going to keep their mind and their body occupied and fulfilled within that time frame. So sometimes it's the smaller food, food size or meal size. Sometimes it's a larger meal size.
And I mean, in my experience, it seems that people that actually do take the limited amount of calories that they have and have it in larger meals as opposed to like so many smaller meals, they feel full and they're almost like, I can't get all this food in, so if you're cutting, you'd rather feel that way as opposed to feeling like you got to eat like a rabbit every 2 to 3 hours and you're just munching on little stuff. Like, I mean, it's almost like if you want to say a little mind fuck. It's you're gonna split it up into like eating every 2-3 hours and then adding in that extra stress of like, all right, how do I log this? What is this? Or like, what if you combine 2 or 3 of those meals? You had a huge one, and then you ate again another 4 hours later. You're still full, and then you eat again after that. Like, it's a much better way of not feeling like you're dying when you're cutting. Not that we put anybody in a ridiculous deficit either, but that's the huge benefit of eating bigger meals versus smaller meals, so.
And we're not just sitting around doing nothing. The majority of us either have school or work or life's duties, to complete every day too. So the last thing we want to think about is, I want to bite my whole hand off because I haven't eaten in how many hours and all I've had was a cup of coffee and a donut, kind of thing. Or I haven't eaten all day, I just had 2 cups of coffee with cream, or whatever the case. So it's about planning things out and allowing your body to feel satisfied. Because when you're satisfied and you've taken in those calories, you can accomplish more throughout the day too.
Exactly. And that's another benefit to the bigger meals. It allows you to be more productive because now you're cutting out that extra time of, if you don't have any snacks prepared, now you don't have to go and search for that or put them together, right? Or even reach for it. You can focus your attention on your work for however many hours straight. Let's say it's 4 hours straight, instead of like stopping halfway through to find, I don't know, some jerky and a handful of nuts. So, yeah, I mean, hey, it also, if you're on a budget too, the bigger meals is gonna help, right? Finding those easy to carry snacks sometimes can really add up. Like that's one thing. I mean, I'll vote for the next president that's willing to drop the price of beef jerky, because it is like stupid expensive, right?
Chicken jerky can even get more expensive.
Yeah.
If you don't do red meat.
Exactly. So like, what the fuck?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then chickens are plentiful.
Yeah.
So why is it
If
more?
anything, it should be less expensive.
Exactly. I mean, how do you think Harlan Sanders made his killing? It wasn't Kentucky Fried Beef. I mean,
But that would be pretty sick.
yeah, maybe we're onto something.
Hey.
7 spices.
Yeah.
So, or whatever his secret recipe is. But yeah, I mean, I can even speak for myself. Switching to bigger meals has allowed me to get more done throughout the day, right? So, I still complain about being hungry because that'll never change. That's the person you married. But I have been saying it less.
Yes, this is true.
And I've had a much more successful cut this time around.
And it, when you're going to be, yes, this is very true. And it's only been how many weeks?
Oh, that's where I was going with the budget thing too.
Go ahead, you speak.
Yeah, no. And to answer your question, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. Not very long at all. But I complain a lot about being hungry. As far as budget too, it's having larger meals. It's a lot easier to have, like, let's say, like doubling up your protein now with chicken breasts or ground beef or whatever you choose as your protein source, as opposed to, like I said, getting beef jerky, getting X amount of cups of Greek yogurt, whatever you may have. So at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, just the numbers just add up better, especially if time is money. So let's have larger meals so you can be more productive to buy more food for those larger meals. Boom. Win-win.
And there's nothing wrong with having leftovers, days in a row, or if that works for you. And if a dinner ends up becoming a breakfast one day, and a breakfast ends up becoming a dinner or a lunch, I'm all for it. We do that. There's plenty of times we'll have breakfast for dinner and sometimes dinner for breakfast or whatever, or just it's because that's it's been prepared. It was delicious the night before or the morning before, and it's fast, it's easy, it's nutritious, and it keeps you satisfied. And even for us, when we're on our feet and we're kind of going in and out of session and back and forth, and massage, training, one-on-one, group class, whatever that is, if we haven't eaten how many hours prior and you're not feeling satisfied at that point, unless it's something that you can, kind of work with on the go. I mean, we do that too. So if it's a nice big smoothie, like with other things, not just shaking up the protein powder and water, we make it happen. And at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. As long you want to feel like your brain is functioning properly, that you can actually make healthy decisions.
Yeah.
If you're driving and you have an hour and a half trip and you haven't eaten anything, that might be a problem for you. You have to think long term too, like what's going to get you through the day, and what's going to make you feel good while you're working and while you're trying to make those decisions.
And I don't know anyone that thinks 1,000% clear on an empty stomach as opposed to feeling satisfied. I'm not saying overly full, but eating enough to where you are satisfied. So sometimes you get too full, it's like you feel sluggish, there's a lot going on, making sure that you have easy access to a bathroom. So not speaking from personal experience, of course, but,
or eating too little throughout the day, that you're just you're kind of just grazing, or I had this for breakfast and I ate some dinner and that was it, and then at 11 o'clock at night when you should be sleeping, your stomach is growling, or you're waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you're fiending for something because you only had 2 meals, or a 1 meal and a snack, which equates to, I don't know, maybe 500 calories, and then you're like, I'm starving, ready to bite your arm off.
Yeah, I'd much rather have 500 to 700 calories in one sitting than I would split it over 2 meals.
Oh, God.
F that.
And that's the last thing is, if we're not getting good sleep, we're not recovering well, and we're not going to be able to perform on the next day. So anybody who has tests, exams, papers, a game, a competition, a work day, a meeting, you won't be able to function properly. You have to start thinking ahead so that you can perform. Just all in out, perform better.
That's all I really have to say on that topic.
About that.
Yeah, just bigger meals, get them closer together. So meaning because for instance, some of our younger athletes that need to gain weight, I would tell them dude, you wake up at noon, fucking set an alarm to eat at 9 or 8 and then go back to bed.
I mean, talk about fasting. They're fasting.
Yeah.
So when they're only eating 1 or 2 meals in a day and they're stuffed and they're wondering why they're losing weight and not gaining weight.
Yeah, and those 2 meals only add up to 1,000 calories.
Oh, God.
Gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
True.
So yeah, just trust us. You will definitely feel more satisfied with the larger meals. It'll save you some money and time, and you can focus more of your energy on more of the important things. So, anything else to add?
No, I think we're good.
Titan, Brush, we good?
I think we're good.
They're bored. They've had enough of this talking about food thing. They want to eat more of the foods.
Show me the money.
So that's all we have for you for this week on this episode of Overdrive AF. We'll catch you next week.